Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rich Bradley, President of the Board of Public Service. This is the regular meeting of the Board of Public Service for Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. This is a public meeting, and there are no hearings today, but we do have no lettings today, but we do have one hearing on the docket. So let's handle that at this time. Hearing numbered 132150-RH. This is a continuation of hearing number 132150-RH and is being conducted pursuant to section 26.100.030 of the revised code of the city of St. Louis. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether to revoke the conditional use permit numbered as 132150 issued for Neighbors Market, CO Vincere Management, Inc. to occupy 1310 North Grand Boulevard to operate a gas station and convenience store with cooking and no liquor. The parties have been notified of the violations of the conditions of this conditional use permit in writing by certified mail, along with the posted notice of today's hearing date. On May 14th, 2024, this board found that the following conditions were not in compliance. Conditions number 2, number 5, number 6, and number 8, which are as follows. Condition number 2, the petitioner shall provide a commercial dumpster, establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups, and maintain the entire premise in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. Condition number 5, there shall be no sale of items that can be used for or intended for use as drug paraphernalia as defined in Ordinance 68404 or its successor ordinances, including but not limited to food scales, glass tubes, disposable lighters with pop-off tops, steel scrubbing pads and screens, ephedrine or pseudoephedrine, diet supplements, sleep aids, bath salts, or other substitutes for illegal drugs. In addition, tobacco products shall be sold in their original packaging only. Condition number 6, there shall be no loitering, for which the petitioner must post a no loitering sign and enforce it. And condition number 8, the petitioner must apply for and receive a permit from the City of St. Louis Building Division before posting signage, and the signage must be professionally prepared and approved by the Office of Zoning Administrator before being installed. Based on additional information, the zoning section received after May 14th hearing, it determined that there also is a violation of condition number 15, which reads as, the premise shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to Ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances. The Office of Zoning Administrator has the burden to prove the conditional use permit conditions have not been complied with. After all evidence of the zoning administrator has been presented, the board will ask for additional testimony, if any, in support of this revocation. Then the conditional use holder will be given the opportunity to present evidence. Lastly, the board will hear other testimony in opposition to the revocation, if any. Your testimony is being recorded. When you come forward, please state your name and your address and be sworn in by the secretary. As you testify, please direct your comments to this board and not to those in the audience. Members of the audience are asked to remain silent and not coach witnesses. During your testimony, members of this board may have questions for you. Following the hearing, the board will proceed with its regular agenda, and following the conclusion of the regular agenda, the board will deliberate, discuss, and vote on the hearing. The board will notify the conditional use holder of its decision by mail in about 2 weeks. In addition to the documents introduced in evidence at the May 14th, 2024 hearing, the Board of Public Service has in its possession the following documents. Item 1, a memorandum dated May 14th, 2024 from Sandra Long to the zoning administrator regarding an investigation of the property on May 13th and 14th, during which it was found that conditions number 2, 5, 6, 8, and 15 were in violation with photos of the property conditions. Item 2, letters dated May 15th, 2024 to Neighbors Market, CO Arif Alana, and to Vincere Management, Inc., CO Arif Alana, that the property was not in compliance with conditions number 2, 5, 6, 8, and 15 as of the May 14th hearing date, and the board tabled the revocation for 60 days until July 23rd, 2024 to allow time to reconcile the non-compliance issues. Item 3, photographs taken on July 19th, 2024 of the notice of today's hearing posted outside 1310 North Grand Boulevard. Item 4, a copy of the public notices posted in the City Journal on July 9th, July 16th, and July 23rd regarding today's hearing. And item 5, an application made by Vincere Management with the Billing Division on May 14th, 2024 to reface the sign. At this time, the board asks a representative of the Office of Zoning Administrator to please come forward and be sworn in.
Please, thank you. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give at this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Please state your name for the board, please.
Sandra Long, zoning plan examiner.
Can you please tell the board about any possible violations and your most recent site inspection?
I visited the site yesterday. All the site, he had everything compliant at the site. He was in compliance. He's still in violation of number 15, the nuisance order, because that is, the letters are good for a year.
Okay, so he's just in summary, he's in compliance with 2, 5, 6, and 8, but you still
Yes, sir.
believe that he is in violation of condition number 15?
The site's improved a lot, a whole lot since I was there 2 months ago.
Okay, so can you tell the board what would he exactly need to do, in your opinion, to come into compliance with condition number 15?
He probably needs to meet with the nuisance property and have a meeting with them to get that letter lifted.
Okay, so it's a matter of meeting and getting the letter removed from his property, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but is there any physical violations that you're aware of?
No.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'd like to open the floor up for any questions from Ms. Long.
It's refreshing to hear of the improvements that have been made since we last met. Sandra, maybe putting you on the spot. Do you know how quickly? I think it's very important that meeting take place for sake of the board. Do you know when that potentially could happen?
I don't know, but I can give them information to reach out to them. I can give him information to reach out to them if they give me a call after this hearing.
Thank
I
you.
think they reached Mia Wood, who's in charge of that.
Thank you.
Okay, further questions from any of our board members for Ms. Long? Seeing none, thank you very much. At this time, if there's anyone else present who wishes to testify that the noted conditions have not been complied with, please come forward and be sworn in. Not been complied with. I don't see anyone in the chat. I don't see anyone else on the screen. If you're here to testify that the noted conditions have not been complied with, please bring it to my attention at this time. Seeing none. At this time, the board asks the conditional use permit holder to please come forward and be sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. The testimony that you're about to give at this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes.
Please state your name and your address for the board, please.
Arif Alana, 1056 Pier Point Lane.
Okay, you can put your hand down and please tell the board, respond to the violations, what you've done, and what your plans are going forward.
We went through the store with all of the list of the violations and the code that the violations referred to, and we made sure that there were no items that were not in compliance. We've added extra staffing in order to make sure that the no loitering is enforced and that the parking lot stays clean and orderly at all times of the day. And we're just staying extra vigilant and to ensure that we stay in compliance of those conditions.
And so can I assume that you will be in touch with Ms. Long and you will work on getting this nuisance property letter removed?
Yes, of course.
Okay. And have you done anything on that to date?
No, I found out about it. Me and Sandy had a conversation about that yesterday, and I'm waiting to get the information to reach out to the neighborhoods. I'm assuming it's the neighborhood stabilization department. I did call them, but I didn't get anywhere with it because I didn't know who exactly to speak to.
Okay. All right. Anything else you'd like to say before you open the floor up for questions?
Yes, we'd like to apologize for the inconvenience that these violations have caused, and we like to assure the board that we are taking all the corrective measures, and we hope that you won't hear from us again.
Thank you. At this time, I'll open the floor up for any questions or comments from any of the board directors. Okay, seeing nothing from the board, thank you for being diligent in getting this matter rectified. At this time, if there's anyone else present opposing this revocation that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
She gonna swear me?
Yes. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give at this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Please state your name and address for the board.
Donnell Malik Sims, 2161 Thurman Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63110.
Go ahead, sir, and address the board.
So I am the Neighbors Market Community Outreach Development Officer. And again, we want to apologize for the previous inconvenience and being in violation of the conditions. In addition to that, I will reach out to Attorney Vanna Shaw in Mia's office. She's in charge of the gas station for the city as far as nuisance is concerned. And I'll reach out to Vanna and we'll speak to her about the letter. And we will stay vigilant and continue to do a good job, our best.
Thank you very much, sir. At this time, are there any questions by any members of the board? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony, sir. If there's anyone else present opposing the revocation that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Okay, I don't see anyone else on the screen or in the chat. Anyone else present opposing this revocation, please bring it to my attention at this time. Seeing none, the matter concerning hearing number 132150-RH is now closed and submitted. I will ask the secretary to please call the roll.
Director Coyle,
Present.
Director Davis,
Present.
Director Hayes,
Present.
Director Pearson,
Present.
Director Scobie,
Present.
Director Williams,
Present.
President Bradley.
Present, we have a quorum. I will call this meeting to order.
Regular business from the President. Recommendation that approval be given as follows. The Regional Arts Commission recommends that the City of St. Louis accept a donation of permanent public artwork installation as part of the Choice Neighborhood Initiative at 14th Street and Biddle. General warranty deed for the Columbia Avenue Bridge, project number STP-9900, parcel 2, by and between Clifford Sarati and the City of St. Louis, acting by and through the Board of Public Service. Escrow agreement for the Columbia Avenue Bridge, project number STP-9900, parcel 2, by and between the City of St. Louis and Clifford Sarati and First American Title, by and through its Board of Public Service. Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission Off-System Bridge Program Replacement and Rehabilitation Supplemental Agreement, by and between the City of St. Louis and the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for the reconstruction of Hamilton Avenue Bridge over MetroLink, BRO-B 115, authorized by ordinance 70704. Supplemental Agreement Number 2 to PSA Number 1254, Union and Lindell Bridge over Forest Park Parkway and MetroLink reconstruction, STP-9901, with HDR Engineering, Inc. This supplemental agreement is in the amount of $160,725.76, is amended to modify the scope of work and is authorized by ordinance 71308. Temporary construction easement agreement for the Southwest and Columbia Avenue Bridges, project numbers STP-9900, parcel 7 by and between Colleen Hines and the City of St. Louis, acting by and through its Board of Public Service. Temporary construction easement agreement for the Southwest and Columbia Avenue Bridges, project number STP-9900, parcel 10, by and between Marconi Investment LLC, a Missouri limited liability company, and the City of St. Louis, acting by and through its Board of Public Service. Temporary construction easement agreement for the Southwest and Columbia Avenue Bridges, project number STP-9900, parcel 11, by and between 5051 Southwest LLC and the City of St. Louis, acting by and through its Board of Public Service. From the Office of Special Events, request for the following to be approved, subject to certain conditions. There are 3 special events to be declared as festival zones. Number 1, CARE STL Health will take place at 5471 Dr. Martin Luther King Drive, between Belt and Simple Avenue to the alleyway, on July 27th from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Number 2, True Gospel Temple Church Annual Community Back to School Giveaway will take place on 14th Street from Benton to North Market on August 18th from noon to 4 p.m. Setup and teardown will start at 9 a.m. and end at 6 p.m. Number 3, 9 BPS 70 birthday party will take place on Olive Street between North Grand and North Spring on September 22nd from 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Setup and teardown will start at 10 a.m. and end at 6 p.m. From the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 132278, request by the Regional Arts Commission to encroach with artwork at the Wold Recreation Center at 1525 North Kings Highway. From the Director of Streets, a recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 132363, request by Great Rivers Greenway to encroach with banners on 14 additional light poles on Grand Boulevard from Cass to Natural Bridge Avenue. Recommendation that the following be denied. Application number 132341, request by Patios, requesting to encroach with tables and chairs for a sidewalk cafe at 614 through 632 South 7th Street due to lack of information of the size and placement of chairs along South 7th Street. From the Directors of Public Safety and Utilities, joint recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Request by TL Consultants and Landmarks Association of St. Louis to subdivide Lot 2 and part of Lot 3 of Julia Sue Soulard's 3rd edition at 1805 South 9th Street in City Block 385. From the Directors of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following be denied. Request by Flock Group, Inc., doing business as Flock Safety, for public improvements at 6183 Delmar Boulevard to install one ALPR device for the East Loop Community Improvement District on an existing city-owned light pole, denied by ITSA. We have 7 conditional use permits from the Director of Public Safety.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Sandra Long, zoning specialist for the city, and I'll be representing the building commissioner at today's meeting. Per board order number 766 transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. 6001 West Florissant Avenue, 7000 Chippewa Street, 310 Thatcher Avenue, 3 3910 Ohio Avenue, 3653 South Grand Rear Lower Garage, 920 Bayard Avenue. Recommendation for denial is recommended for one condition, for one application, 8933 Riverview Boulevard.
Thank you, Sandra. Are there any questions or comments on today's conditional uses? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve, please.
Motion to approve, Hayes.
Second Coyle.
Thank you, directors. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle?
Aye.
Director Davis? Aye. Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Pearson?
Aye.
Director Scobie?
Aye.
Director Williams?
Aye.
President Bradley?
Aye, today's conditional uses are approved. Hearing number 132150-RH for 1310 North Grand Neighbors Market. We heard from we heard from the zoning inspector that all conditions have been brought into compliance. That would be 2, 5, 6, and 8. The only one remaining would be the removal of a nuisance property letter for condition number 15. We heard from our conditional use permit holder that they have worked hard to get things into compliance, and from another gentleman in the neighborhood spoke in behalf of the market as well. And so I believe that their testimony showed that they were very diligent in their efforts to bring things into compliance and sincere about doing their best to stay in compliance. There was no one else in support of the revocation. And so before I open the floor up for any questions, I do want to ask legal counsel Nancy Walsh. So it seems that condition number 15, this nuisance property letter that is there, it sounds like it is a formality to get that item removed. Would it be appropriate for this board to dismiss this item without prejudice, assuming that that will happen? Or is it more recommendable that we consider some time to cure this matter?
If the board is not concerned that there is an active nuisance presented by the property, I think dismissal without prejudice is appropriate.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think it was said in testimony, I believe it was said from the zoning inspector, that there were no active nuisances that she had noted at this time. So with that conversation, I will open the floor up for any discussion from any of the board directors.
Based upon the efforts of the conditional use holder on especially rectifying those 4, I make a motion to dismiss and cease with any revocation possibility with our board.
Second Scobie.
Okay, we have a motion and a double second. Any further discussion on this? Seeing none, can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle?
Aye.
Director Davis? Aye. Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Pearson?
Aye.
Director Scobie?
Aye.
Director Williams?
Aye.
President Bradley?
Aye, not revoked. Thank you all. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from last Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. Are there any questions or comments on the meeting minutes as presented? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve, please.
So move, Pearson.
Second Davis.
Thank you, directors. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle?
Aye.
Director Davis?
Aye.
Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Pearson?
Aye.
Director Scobie?
Abstain.
So noted. Director Williams?
Aye.
President Bradley?
Aye, the minutes are approved. Today's agenda, are there any questions or comments on today's meeting agenda? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve, please.
So move, Scobie.
Second Williams.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle?
Aye.
Director Davis?
Aye.
Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Pearson?
Aye.
Director Scobie,
Aye.
Director Williams,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, today's meeting agenda is approved. Before we adjourn, are there any questions or any comments from any of our board directors?
I'd like to make a comment. Last Tuesday's Board of Public Service meeting, to my recollection, went at least 2 hours. And it was very lengthy, but I think it was a testament, and I'm not by any stretch blowing smoke here. I think it was a testament to how serious this board takes matters. A lot of listening went on with each and every one of us, asked some good questions, and I think a good decision was made. And I'm not just going to get real specific with that particular hearing, but it was long, but it showed how much I think we all care about the process, and I just commend my colleagues.
Thank you, Director. Duly noted, and agree completely. Any other comments from any of our board directors? And I'll just echo that, and I will say before we close, thank you all for everything you do every day. Thank you for all your work in your departments, and certainly thank you for coming here on Tuesdays and being present to make the important and tough decisions that we do every week. So thank you very much for that. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved, Hayes.
Second, Pierce.
Thank you, directors. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
See you guys.
See you, folks.